Okay, I have never been more upset in my entire freaking life. Like, at all. Just to be clear, this is another book talk episode, and I will say this. I just finished this book. Like, I literally could not put it down. I finished this literally like 5 minutes ago in my car, in my parking, in my driveway, at my house. Holy mother of... And I can't cuss on YouTube because if I ever make it to the requirements to monetize my channels, it'll immediately be demonetized, so I can't do it! Ellie, you and I are going to have a major talk about this, I am just saying. Today we are talking about the 4th book in her series, and man, I will say this one gets really, really rough. We are talking about Phoenix of Scarlet. Before we get into the absolute headache of trying to somewhat analyze Phoenix of Scarlet without spoilers, let's go ahead and talk about my own debut novel first. My debut novel, Arborea Lux, is on Amazon right now, and if you like paranormal dark fantasy with a little bit of romance, a little bit of mystery, and a villain throwing a coup to overthrow the ruling monarchy due to trauma, then you may like this book. It's got some semblance of magic and everything, and it's very deeply rooted within a world that is just overcome with sort of racial bias, with some religion, with some religious bias as well, and some stigma. But this is technically like an alternate form of Earth in a way. It's just with more supernatural creatures and more of a possibility of death. Sort of. I can't read that. It's just like it starts out with a big mystery and everything, and there's little fun quips and everything along the way. But if you want to find out more, you've got to get the book. Holy mother of God! I still cannot cuss. I really wish I can cuss because holy frick, this book was absolutely frustrating near the end. What's bad is that I can't say anything. I cannot say anything about what you will go through in this book. All I can say is just, wow, if you thought Orbs of Azure was a roller coaster ride, holy mother of God, this just goes phew. If Pearl of Emerald said, let's turn it up 1000%, this is like, let's turn it up to infinity, because it's like, holy crap. It may be one of the smaller books, but holy God, there's a lot to unpack in this book. Phoenix of Scarlet. I'm getting uncomfortable shudders just from the name alone. This book basically brings us from where we left off a few months or weeks after the events of Pearl of Emerald, where Lan's relic blood is returned, yay! But now where they were the rebellion, they're now having to face a rebellion of their own. A rebellion brought on by our unfortunate villain, whom I just wish I could wring his cobra neck, which is really sad because I love cobras, but not like this. Our villain is a cobra that you meet on in book 1 and everything, and man, when I say he just goes all the more diabolical throughout everything here, oh my God, it's like his death cannot come quickly enough. Like, please, please, for the love of God, just hurry. But on with the beginning of Phoenix of Scarlet. Lan's true relic blood has returned as the monarch of Neverland, and they are making plans to go to the floating islands of Kalacia for the twins to get their Sky Hallows, as well as a plan for the takeover of Everland's capital. And let's just say this entire book takes a fair amount in the skies above. And also, unfortunately, we're dealing with another wedding, except this one is a whole lot more extravagant. I will say this, I'm glad it didn't end the way the way it was like pointing it out to be, because it's like these two characters have been like a ship of mine for a while, and I'm glad that they did get married. So it's just, yeah, that just brings like a whole lot of joy. It's by far probably the only joyous moment that you will ever actually see in this daggum book, because holy God. Oh, I have a feeling I should like go through with like a counter and be like how many times I just like overreact to how like absolutely brutal this book was, because just it's like, oh, my heart hurts. My heart hurts so much, and it's like, oh God. On the back of this book, if you read the captions and everything, it says dark skies. Yeah, these skies be pretty freaking dark, and in more ways than one, because the rebellion of our Cobra villain is not the only thing that we're having to deal with. We're having to deal with an overly cryptic Dream, who is coming to terms with a choice that he had made, and now he's trying desperately to rectify it. But at the same time and everything, oh my God, that's just, oh, it's so heartbreaking. It's so heartbreaking. You know, it really actually hurts me that I cannot say anything about this, so I have decided that for any of you who want to hear more about this entire just groundbreaking series that Ellie Rain has given us, I will be going into deep dives of almost every single book of each of the 5 books in the NecroSeam Chronicles series. And if you're interested in that, I will put that in an entirely other playlist. So yeah, it's just, I need to talk about this, and I need to get people interested in it so I can have someone to talk about this with, because holy God. It is a really good series, and it's one of those series where it's just like you have to keep reading in order to find out what happens. Well, guess what? I burned through this book in literally under a week. Yes, Ellie, you heard me right. I burned through this book in under a week. Are you happy now? You have freaking ruined my life, Ellie Rain, with these wonderful with these wonderful books and everything, and I absolutely love them and everything, but at the same time, holy mother of God, you love to tug at people's heartstrings. I'm trying so hard not to cry right now, because it's like, holy, oh my God, oh gods, I can't say anything. I can't say anything. You know how hard this is for me? I'm trying so hard not to choke up right now, because oh my God, it's just, Okay, I think I'm calm now. Maybe not, but I'm getting there. Phoenix of Scarlet is really, really wonderful in terms of definitely upping the ante, looking directly at you, author Ellie Rain. But at the same time, it also like incredibly deepens the stakes of everything. And it also regales in some trauma of, oddly enough, the villain. Of course, I don't really think you can really call what he's going through trauma, since he's causing it. I think it's more like he's heartbroken that he feels like he's been betrayed, and it's like, I guess in a sort of way that is sort of trauma, but at the same time it's like, wow, that was not a way to go about it. There are definitely some things that are worth fighting for in this book, and the story up until this point has in fact given us like such incredible stakes. And of course, Phoenix of Scarlet decides, we're going to give these stakes and we're going to put them on the edge of a knife, and you've got to get to that edge before they just tumble over and crash into a billion pieces. I will say this, Phoenix of Scarlet is unnecessarily brutal and like in some of the worst and best ways possible. You may actually remember in either one of my live streams or one of my Q&A videos and everything, where I talked about one of my other favorite series that I just absolutely love because of the like you become so invested in it, is Cassandra Clare's series, The Mortal Instruments, The Clockwork, The Inferno Devices, and The Last Hours. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Ellie and Cassandra are in fact like soul siblings or something, because wow, they know how to like just whoa. And I don't know if this is a skill that is actually able to be learned, or if it's just something that they're inherently born with as part of their creativity, or if that's just how their brains are wired, but oh my gosh. Ellie and Cassandra be the queens of it all. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely loved Phoenix of Scarlet. I literally could not put it down. I was risking my job to not, I was risking my job and my sanity to literally not look over at the book and start reading it while I was on my line. And it's just, oh. Now I sort of wish I had paced myself, because after this I'm starting Blossom of Gold, and then that is the last book in this series. That is at the end of it. There are 2 prequels before it, and I'll definitely read those and everything. They're a little bit shorter, but I will definitely read those and everything because I love Ellie's books and I love her writing and everything. It's just, and yeah. But Phoenix of Scarlet, I will say this, is definitely not for the faint of heart. There are some really dark themes, even compared to the other 3. There are some especially dark themes in this one, and even though it's like it's hinted at, but if you're good at context clues, you will be picking up those dark themes. Just wow, it is absolutely difficult to understand and everything, and it's unfortunately before you even read the last book, you have to read this one in order to understand what all is going on. The twins face probably one of their darkest moments in this book, especially near the end. Willow definitely faces a darkness. I mean, like, the only thing that is actually good has happened, actually 2 things that have happened, is the birth of Willow's son, and also the fact that 2 characters that I really loved got married. That's it! Some predictions that I have for Blossom of Gold and everything is that despite what their sort of like hesitation to go further with this entire Shadowblood thing, it's that they're going to end up having to, because at this point their only real guide is, I can't say anything, but you can probably pick up on those context clues, but they have to go forward. They have to stop this villain, and they have to. Yeah. It's going to be increasingly difficult going forward, especially for all of them, because they've lost so many people, and they've unfortunately can't settle down yet. Even with Willow's son and everything, they can't. They are going. Just things are about to get really, really intense. Especially because the villain now has one of the 5 ancient relics, the Orbs of Azure, which allows any Somniovoker to actually enter the Dream Kingdom, Dream Realm of Aspire, physically. And I'm starting to think that we are never going to be able to see a really reconcilable end for this series, primarily because it's so emotional, and even at the end of it, I feel there's just going to be so much going on. There's going to be so much they are going to have to heal from, and it breaks my heart because I've become so invested in all of these characters. And I don't know if it's because I'm an empath or it's just because I wear a bleeding heart, my bleeding heart on my sleeve, and I'm overly compassionate. Either way, all three is a very tame and terrible combination when it comes to me. But even with all that aside and all of my literal, like, just, like, rambunctious panicking there at the beginning of this video, I do believe that this is a book that is worth reading again, specifically because I believe that this is the climax of the entire story that we're getting and that we needed. This is the beginning of the third act for the entire story, and I can't believe I'm saying this with how this book ended and everything. I'm looking forward to Blossom of Gold, and I cannot wait to share it with everybody. Of course, that still will not stop me from writing a fan fiction project for Ellie, because I've technically already started. I've technically already started on one, and this is how much I have so far. So, yeah. When I told Ellie I was starting on this project and everything, she was so excited. Well, now that we've sort of gotten to this sort of particular problem, I think she's probably going to hate what I'm going to do. I won't really spoil anything. It's just like, there's some things in the story, it's like, in this story, and it's like, and if anybody who knows me and knows how I write my fan fictions and everything, you know that I typically have a rule for when I do fan fictions, and it's that for everything that the alter ego of myself that I put into these stories, for everything that they change, something has to happen in order to keep the balance. A perfect example of this is that in one of my other fan fictions, my character had joined the Shinsengumi. It's Hakuoki to anyone who ever notices, because I absolutely love that anime. But my character joined the Shinsengumi and was made a part of the Shinsengumi, and she ended up having getting shot in the shoulder with a musket ball, which, by the way, is painful if you've done your research. I've never been shot. I literally had to look up what a musket ball round does damage-wise to, like, a human shoulder. Yeah. But that is an example of the rule of balance that I like to do in stories, in whatever fan fictions that I do. Whatever my character that I put into this story changes, whatever they change and everything, something equal has to happen in order for it to basically just, in order for it to keep the balance, in order for it to keep the proper tone and everything, there has to be balance. And let's just say this balance is already going to be pretty heartbreaking for when I get to the events of Phoenix of Scarlet. But I think that is actually all I can say without absolutely bursting into tears of what happens in this book. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed just watching me just absolutely panic because of the events that have happened in Phoenix of Scarlet. Don't get me wrong, I love this book. It was so good, I could not put it down. But at the same time, it's like, oh my gosh, my heart hurts for these people. These people are not even real, and my heart hurts. Do you realize how weird that is? But enough about the rants. I'm not about to go into another tirade about this. Let's get the ending of this video done with so I can give you guys some updates. If you guys want to get Phoenix of Scarlet, I will put the link for the book down in the description below. It's going to be the Amazon link. Please go and give Ellie some love, because Ellie is a very brilliant writer, and I will more than likely be ranting to her after this. So I was already ranting to her before I made this video, and I'm going to continue the ranting afterwards. So yeah. Little reference for what the Phoenix of Scarlet looks like. I love her book covers and everything because it's like, I want to get a tattoo of every single one of these symbols, and I actually have decided that I'm going to. I've decided I'm going to dedicate like this entire arm to it. Like, it's going to be like in order and everything. It's going to be Willow of Ashes, Orbs of Azure, the Pearl of Emerald, Phoenix of Scarlet, and then Blossom of Gold, and that's just going to be it. So yeah, it's just, yeah, definitely, it's like, definitely get these books, if not to read, well, actually, no, just get them to read. I mean, like, obviously, get them to read, but at the same time, like, just like, these covers are just absolutely gorgeous, and I love Ellie's work. Yeah, because she designed these herself, so yeah. Shameless plug coming up again. If you guys are interested in my debut novel, Arborea Lux, that Amazon link is also going to be down in the description below. So please go and check it out if you are a fan of paranormal dark fantasy with a little bit of romance, a little bit of mystery, and a villain who is wanting to overthrow the monarchy due to trauma. So yeah. If you guys enjoyed this video, as unhinged as it was, and want to see some of my other stuff that I've done, please subscribe and ring that bell for more notifications, and also check out some of my other videos. I think you guys might like them. For more updates about my life in general, writing projects, and especially this new fanfic project that I'm doing for Ellie for her book series, go down to my socials below. You can follow me on my author page on Facebook, you can follow me on my Twitter, you can follow me on Instagram, and you can also follow me on TikTok. I do TikTok videos whenever it suits my fancy. I'm right now doing a series about writer memes, so I've actually got to go through and look for more writer memes before I even do another thing, because I didn't do it in order, because I didn't do these videos in order, and I'm having to go through and like remember which memes I've already done. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video and everything, and if you liked it, and if you subscribe or are already subscribed, send this video to someone whom you think will enjoy this, because I'm trying to reach a goal of 100 subs before the end of the year. I honestly don't know if I'm going to be able to make this goal. It's just a small goal that I know that is somewhat feasible. It's just I want to see this channel grow, and I want to see this, and I want to see it. I want to see it grow, and I want to see it expand and reach new people. And for reaching new people, we've also got a Discord server that will also be down in the description below. Right now it's filled with my D&D group, so please forgive the shenanigans and the tomfoolery, but there are a lovely bunch of people, and I think you guys would like them. And before I forget, if you did like this video and everything, put down in the comments what you liked about this video, and also tell me what books that you guys like and what books I should read. I still have 3 books right here that I have to do, and I've also got the book by my lovely friend Hunter that I've got to finish. I will probably be doing that one next, because that one is actually significantly shorter, and I will be able to probably finish it in a more desirable outcome. But still. Thank you guys for watching so much. This is Kat here at the Magic Library, and I hope you guys have a very wonderful day. Bye, guys. Kat, the crow-winged author. I can't believe I have almost... it's like every single time I almost mess up my outro. I am so sorry. Bye.